Despite Japan's small and dense geography, golf is an incredibly ubiquitous sport. It doesn't have the popularity of something like baseball, but every mid-sized city has at least one driving range, and everyone's within reasonable driving distance of a well-kept golf course. With that in mind, it should come as no surprise that 2 Japanese-exclusive golf games were released on N64 cartridges. The real puzzler, however, is that neither game takes place in Japan. Eikō no St. Andrews, released in 1996 by Sega, takes place in Scotland. T&E Soft's Masters 98, Haruka Naru Augusta, sends you to the highly esteemed Masters tournament in Georgia. I'm going to start off talking about the first release, Eikō no St. Andrews. Translated to Glorious St. Andrews, this early N64 game transports you to the classic St. Andrews Old Course in Scotland. It was eventually ported to the PlayStation, but neither version made it outside of Japan. The game is actually a lot more fun than it looks, being one of the very first games released on Nintendo's 64-bit console. The faces look weird, the crowds look amorphous, but at least you can tell the difference between the green and the rough. And that's what matters, right? I really enjoyed the animations, both the outburst of restrained frustration when you miss the putt, and the Tiger Woods arm pump when you make par. The gameplay isn't overly complicated, and hitting the ball is as much about timing as anything. The pink circle represents the margin of error, and your aim will always be on the edge of that circle. So exactly when you let go of the analog stick can be all the difference between a straight drive and a wild shot that goes 20 yards to nowhere. You can customize your golfer's characteristics, but you can't do much in terms of appearance. Making up for style with accessible gameplay, Eikō no St. Andrews plays well, all things considered. Next up is the 1997 release titled Masters 98, Haruka Naru Augusta. Compared to Eikō no St. Andrews, Masters 98 has a lot more pizzazz, a lot more pop to it. The graphics look much better, especially the golfer models, since they're photo captures rather than polygons. There's announcers, enthusiastic, and much more human-looking crowds. There's not much to say about gameplay, it's nothing out of the ordinary. Again, timing and precision matter the most as you swing your club. Duff it and you're going to have a hard time making par. Although Masters 98 has the higher production value, I don't know if I'd recommend it over Eikō no St. Andrews. St. Andrews has a much more leisurely feel to it, and it looks much more N64-like, in that it has the polygons that form a barely recognizable human being. Either way, these 2 golf games are geared toward the Japanese golfer who buys the N64 so his kids can play Mario. And given that the only available character models for both games are men, I highly doubt the developers expected women to pick this up. But anyway, on the rare occasion that the overworked father comes home and actually has some free time, he can hit the virtual links and go to places he only wishes he could take the time off to visit. Thanks for watching, and mahalo!